and welcome to
That
another
was
episode of
that was a little different.
That's a little different. And welcome to another episode of Hard Fact. Today is what? Friday, March 3rd. Today is episode 1158. I am Mark. That was a different yell because Will has COVID for like the third time. Speaking of March 3rd, we got Wes. We got Pat. How you guys doing?
Doing a little different.
My voice
Could have
cracked a
COVID.
little bit in the good morning. You think you have COVID? Wes has
No, I don't.
No.
Wes has cough from cigarette.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got smoker's
Yes, I do.
cough.
Yeah.
It's.
You think that's
I'm
temporary
developing.
or is that cancer?
I think it's hopefully temporary.
Yeah.
Believe me, I thought
I think
about
that
it.
every day. Yeah. Don't think Wes hasn't thought about that every day. Yeah.
I think about it a lot too.
I asked like I was at a doctor's like years ago and you know we're all like smokers. I haven't smoked luckily for the past couple of years very much, but you know we've been smoking since we're like teenagers. So I had the thing Wes had, and I told a nurse that, and she was like, "You coughing up blood regularly?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Well, we're not going to do any sort of scans." I was like, "She's like, I don't do any scans until people are coughing up blood regularly." I was like, "Well, I hate you."
Wow,
Doesn't
that's
I
help.
good news.
love doctors like that.
She was very blunt. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of doctors that are like, they give you a plausible, deniable out on your illness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
They're
just
like,
wanted to get the scan. You know, like I was like, you know, is it even an option? She's like, it's not an option unless you're coughing
Not
up
for
blood.
you. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of great though, Mark. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know. I mean,
Because now you don't need to know. You don't need to find out.
yeah, but if I die of cancer, of esophageal cancer in the 10 years, can I sue her? No, no,
Yeah,
no, I
from the
can't.
grave.
Yeah, yeah. So what are you guys up to? How are your days?
Oh man, what a day! I got this haircut. What do you think?
Oh, I like it a lot actually. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah,
side.
well,
Let me see
you're a
the side.
liar because if you liked it, you wouldn't. You wouldn't have had to say anything. You would have just said something.
No, I was just worried about doing the yell. So you know, I was
Yeah,
self-absorbed.
I mean, it's not the best I've seen.
From the
good-
front, it's good.
Yeah,
I buy Mark's excuse, I guess, and Wes's honesty. He doesn't need an excuse. Jesus Christ, man!
where'd you go? What happened?
I went to my guy. I went to,
what happened?
Well, you have
went to my
13
guy.
options. Maybe you
went
should
to my
tell
guy.
him. Maybe you should tell him you're going down the street since there's so
Oh,
many guys. Yeah.
Do you think I go to a hairstylist in my town that has 19
no.
hairstylists? No, I go see my man Adrian in Montclair. What are you kidding me?
nice.
Come on, I travel.
Off day for Adrian, I guess. No, just kidding.
No, Adrian nailed it. I think
Just kidding.
personally.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it too.
that's cold. Adrian's a fan of the show. That's cold, man.
That's cold. That is cold.
That's
Oh,
cold, man.
Shout out Tiny. Also listens every once in a while. My barber. I need to get a
Shout
haircut.
out Tiny.
I woke up today at 4:30 a.m. to go take my dog Honey to get spayed at the free mobile vet, and you line up in a line. They open at 6, and we got there at 5:05 a.m. at this park. We were 6th in line, and we knew that they only took a few amount of girls for spays because it's like it takes a while. It's like
They're
90
called
minutes.
bitches, Mark.
Yeah, they only take a few bitches, and it just so happened that they do 4 a day, and there were 4 of the 5 people in front of us had female dogs. So they cut it off at us, and the lady even was like talking to us, and she's like, "Hang on a second, let me just check." She's a girl, right? Let me just check because you've been here a while. She was like, "Let me talk to my manager." She went to her manager, comes back, gets on the megaphone, and says, "Any female dogs, sorry, we're done."
Wait. She megaphoned you after
To the whole line, because there's a line of like 75 people. So
Yeah,
she
but you're part of the megaphone now.
I know. That's what I asked her. I was like, when she got off the megaphone, I was like, that doesn't include us because you talked to us, right? And she goes, no, unfortunately it doesn't. Then why'd you talk to us? Exactly, Wes. I was
could have
not
told me
happy.
personally.
I was not happy. Yeah, I said, or you could have just gone and asked your manager and not even talked to us.
She's looking to the side,
Yeah.
out of the side of her eye, being like, "Everyone is fucked."
Yes. And I was like, why'd you even come and talk to us? Like, just tell us we're fucked. Don't give us false hope. But,
That's
so
fucked up.
drove
Wait,
home
I don't
at-
understand.
Drove home
You-
at 6:30 in the morning.
Is the dog in heat and it's an emergency? That's why I had to get her
No,
spayed,
it's not.
the-
It's not.
It was
It's just, they
yeah.
just so the only emergency was I'm going home to Virginia in a month. So timing wise, this was good. Now sets it back like 6 weeks because I can't. It's like a 2-week recovery, so I can't. My wife and I are going to Virginia, so we can't like get her spayed at the end of March because then like who's going to take care of her?
You
also
went early in the morning so you could get the cheap service.
Yes,
And-
yes.
okay,
But
yeah, that makes
even other places like now I'm because it's like a 2 or 3 week wait for like an expensive vet. It's like a multiple month wait for. This was like the today you get it done. You show up and you get it done. And now I'm fucked because like
It's like a Mexican dentist.
can't-
who's
you can't-
starting
you
to pay
can't-
for dogs.
Space to go. Yeah.
you can't put your dog in you can't what's it called, a shack, like a boarding thing, unless they're
Right.
spayed. So now I have to foist her like Wes if
Kennel.
he's in town. Yeah.
I was wondering when you're going to ask me.
Yeah, well, here it is, alive. Do you guys want to get into the news? What are you guys doing today on the news? Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do the news. Let's do the news, man.
Yeah,
let's do the news.
Go ahead.
All right, coming at
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Hell yeah. By the way, if you're hearing this and you're not watching on YouTube, I'm currently in Houston at the rodeo. What are you doing this weekend? Hopefully something cool. Hopefully something cool. Going to see Bun B's Welcome to Houston situation.
Hell yeah.
Cannot wait.
My girlfriend just went to the San Antonio rodeo. Is it a traveling rodeo that's now in Houston?
Yeah, I mean it's worse than the Houston rodeo, not as good, but it's pretty good. It's pretty
Bun
good.
B's going to be there.
Yeah, Bun B's.
Is Chameleonaire, Paul Wall? What are we talking?
I can say nothing. But it's the Welcome to Houston show. So yeah, wow. He does it every year. I think they kick off the rodeo, and it's all like the Houston rappers.
Hold up, can I interrupt the show? Is this
Please.
true? Is this true, Eric?
Hey, are you doing?
Is this true? Is this true? This is coming in the comments from multiple people.
Yeah, I mean, you blew one punchline for me, but it doesn't matter. One punchline is worth blowing.
Well, I didn't say anything, so the people in audio, they'll get it clean. The people that listen to the audio, which is the majority, I won't say anything, but you saw it on the screen. All right, go ahead.
Well, let's just jump right into it before. Let me just jump right into it, and we'll start there, guys. Okay, so what happened? The Alec Murdaugh verdict is in.
Wow.
It came in right now. We're taping the show. Pretty intense. The jury did not deliberate for too long, but that did not prevent media experts, legal experts who know murder trials to speak out on it. And before we tell you the verdict, here is double murder trial expert O.J. Simpson weighing in on the Alec Murdaugh trial.
Twitter world is me, yours truly. Well, a whole lot of people asking me what I think about this Alex Murdaugh trial.
No one asked you.
No one's asking.
I don't know why they think I'm an expert on it, but
yes,
I got to admit, when he took the stand, a guy who's an habitual liar, I did watch.
Wow. This is insane.
When the trial first started.
Insane.
I watched him take the stand, and I thought it was probably a mistake because the guy
That's a bad idea.
is an admitted liar, and it's hard for me to think he can be on the stand 5, 6, 7, 8 days without lying. Question is, what did he lie about? But lying and stealing money is a little different than murder. I realized in watching them testify what he was doing. He was just trying to relate to one or two of those jurors that he was a good old boy. He was one of them. And I'm not sure he didn't succeed in doing that. I am not qualified to really say if the guy
you are, you fucking murderer.
He didn't do it. If a
yes.
juror missed
You wrote
an
a book
hour
called
of testimony,
If I
they
Did
no
It.
longer qualified. I've missed days that I haven't watched this.
I committed 2 murders.
But from what I've seen, do I think it's more likely that he did it? Yes. But more likely equals reasonable doubt.
It's classic
from
to
what
put
I know,
another double murderer down when
I
you're
would
out.
have to say there's a lot of reasonable doubt there.
Yeah.
He's going to go
I'm
to
gonna
jail
give him
for all
doubt.
the thievery he did, stealing millions of dollars of people. I think
know
he
about
should
that
be
too,
looked
don't
at
you, OJ?
more
Yeah.
about the death of
Memorabilia.
his housekeeper a few years ago, where he ended up with over $4 million.
Anyway, he goes on for about 2 more minutes.
That's kind of a bizarre video, isn't it? That's crazy.
Can we think about this abstractly for a second? By the way, Alec Murdaugh guilty of double murder.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Murdaugh. Guilty of double murder.
Done it twice. Double murder.
All right, let's think about this abstractly. What did we just see?
All I could think about the whole time was, how does OJ still have a nicer house than me after all of that?
Because you're not fast, Wes, and you're bad with your money.
Yeah,
and,
he had a 2,000.
You never did a
season,
commercial,
and he won a Heisman. Yeah.
You were never
He paid
in
a lot of
any
legal
movies.
fees, and then he
Major
went to
movies.
jail.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is
Friends
in
with
America,
Mustache,
we'll get to that in just a second. What did we just see? What did we just see? Break that down for me.
Okay.
From an
we
abstract
saw
perspective.
A double murder that was definitely a double murderer, 100%, then got away with it. When the most famous trial of our lifetimes, maybe ever, talking about a pretty famous trial, certainly the most famous in the past couple of years or this year, and the guy not getting away with it, but the same crime, essentially double murder. And it's insane. It's absolutely fucking insane.
What a world we live in, right?
Yeah.
What a world we live in. How great is that? Except for everyone, but and the Goldmans and
Right.
And,
they can't be watching that video.
Nicole Brown.
The Browns, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the world we live in. Where one double murder comments on another double
Not
murder.
from prison, by the way. Like if
Right,
he was
from his
commenting
nice
from
house.
prison,
So let's move on to Wes's question. How does it nicer? I feel like once you're a certain level of famous, and OJ is really famous. Like look, Herschel Walker almost won a Senate seat in Georgia.
Just never disappears.
Right, because he ran so
and
well
he was
for the
nowhere
dogs.
near the running back OJ was.
Exactly. Right, but my point is, once you get that famous,
he was good.
There's always someone that'll
But he
pay.
had car dealerships,
Always.
didn't he?
Well, I'm not talking about that. My point is, there's always going to be people that want to support you.
I know. There's always going to be someone that can make a buck off you and give you an opportunity to make a buck too. So
I am very surprised that he got double murder. And I will say this, though. The fact that it was super quick, that makes sense, because I thought it was going to take forever, because there's going to be like one or two guys like, I don't know. The fact that it was a quick jury, that means...
I feel like the trial was quick, too, right? This was like lightning fast, man.
Well, no, we just didn't cover it. They did... The prosecution did like 2 full weeks. We just didn't talk about it until the prosecution rested. So we covered it for like a week or two. It was about a month.
I guess what I mean is, like, think about it this way. The Netflix documentary, so effectively like...
well, they're good for them, right?
Right. The Dateline on Crack just aired, and he just got sentenced. That's pretty quick. That's a quick turnaround, I'd say.
So Buster's last one left.
I was watching Buster, poor Buster, right? But I mean,
pressure's on you, Buster.
I'm such a sucker that if I was a juror, whoever spoke last, was going to get my.
You think you're that easily swayable?
Oh yeah, like the defense was speaking last. I was like, not guilty. The prosecution speaks last, guilty.
but Wes, that carries into the juror room. So then, if a persuasive juror speaks last, you're gonna vote that way in the juror room, right? That's the whole thing. So the juror is such an interesting dynamic, because if you get a really charismatic like lead juror that has like, and he can sway people, like in the movie, what's the classic movie
12
with
Angry Men?
I'm talking about
Runaway Jury.
No, I'm talking about with the guy
Another
from Biodome.
Pauly Shore, Jury Duty.
They wanted to keep getting paid. So
How'd you miss that? How'd you miss the title of that?
Jury Duty.
Jury Duty.
They
know that movie, Jury Room.
They swayed it to go longer because they wanted to keep getting paid.
If someone was like, "Hey, don't you want to go home?" I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's get out of here."
Right.
I mean, that is it really is massively interesting that one guy or gal can be like one dickhead. Everyone's got that dickhead friend. One dickhead can create a mistrial. They just got to sit there and be like, nope.
Juries are interesting things.
They are. The whole process is interesting. Yeah. It's so old school. It's hilarious. Eric,
completely infallible.
Our producer Eric said that after the announcement, Murdaugh's lawyers attempted to make a motion for mistrial, and the judge denied that, saying, "quote The evidence of the guilt is overwhelming. I deny the motion." Yeah, and then so you guys want to see a video that Eric loaded in there? All right, hang on one second. Here's the verdict being read.
The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116. You want me to turn this over? Okay. Guilty verdict. Signed by the forelady, 3-2-23. Docket number 2022-GS-15-00593, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions, the July term of 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116. Verdict, guilty. Signed by the forelady. Date 3/2 of.
There you go.
So I will say this: for people that get ridiculed their whole lives for having freakish red hair, they get the last laugh because he's got like a creamsicle vibe. When you get older, when it turns like white, it's like orange and white, red, and it's visually aesthetic at the end. So you got to go through a bunch of getting made fun of in school, but when you turn like 50. It's good to have red hair.
To put it in context of good humor bars, you start as a strawberry shortcake and you end as a toasted almond.
That's right. And so, if you don't commit double murders, you live the good life at the end when you're a redhead, yeah.
Well, there you have it. Guys, let's get the hell out of the United States and let's go on down to Panama, the little Central American country that invented offshore tax shelters and also was the inspiration for one of Van Halen's 4 good songs. They ruled on Wednesday against constitutional rights for same-sex married couples. The Supreme Court down there. It was a lawsuit that was brought to the Supreme Court, ended up in the Supreme Court, but it was filed by a gay couple who was attempting to have marriages that took place outside of Panama legally recognized inside of Panama. And, look, heavily Catholic country. What do you think's going on down there? What do you guys think the ruling was?
To burn the gays?
I don't think you can give a punishment. More, it was just a decision. Yeah.
Probably went against them.
Yeah,
We'll get into it. Here we go. The guys probably went
They're
against
probably against it.
Yeah.
They were against it. Guys, the court's opinion was read by its head justice, and here is the clip of the opinion.
Deliberation, the court has determined that the whole thing is gross. And thank you, but no thank you. We don't want it at all.
So pretty straightforward.
Did you get Wes to do that for you?
I did. I did get Wes to do
You
that.
texted Wes and said, you've got a good Panama accent.
I said, Wes, will you please say in a vaguely Latin American accent, after much deliberation, the court's determined that the whole thing is gross. Thank you, but no thank you. We don't want it at all. And I think Wes did a great job.
That's going to set him back. I mean, that's like a 10-year at least ruling, sounds like. It's like
but how far
try
back
and get in 10 years.
How far back is Panama? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At a certain
Very.
point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. There's a new bill in my former home state, your current home state of Texas, on the House floor, y'all. And this bill looks to take out drag shows. This bill is looking to protect children from
Just
their
like
parents'
Arizona, basically, what they're doing in
decision to go
Arizona.
to a drag brunch. It's less trolling.
Let's steal their entire bill.
Well, it's happening all over, but the Texas one's less trolling.
This is more real, a little more real.
It's more real. It's more real. It's Texas House Bill 1266, and it aims to classify venues that host, quote, drag performances, and defines them as, I guess, quote, venues that authorize on-premise consumption of alcohol beverages and provide some sort of performance. I guess there's a thing called a sexually oriented business in Texas, which is like a big ass statue you can get hit with. So it's essentially saying if you have drag shows and you serve booze, you're a sexually oriented business, which means no one under the age of 18 can enter your premises at any time. That's the idea, right? They also
okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not. I mean, it's like you could do let's say
Like
you
a
do
club.
a drag brunch,
Yeah.
Sure.
right?
Sure.
It makes you a club. It makes you a club.
Right.
To avoid confusion, the bill defined also what a drag performance is. Right, you got to define in a bill what's going on.
Did they just put on a performance like this?
No, well, no. I mean, they wrote it. Right. They said a performance.
All the Republicans in Texas were like, "This is what we're talking about." Yeah.
Bring them out.
They said,
Bring out
they
the
said
weirdo.
we got a special job for you, freshman. They essentially said a performance, drag performance is one in which a performer exhibits a gender identity that's different from their assigned at birth gender, using clothing, makeup, or any other physical markers, and sings, lip syncs, dances, or otherwise performs before an audience as entertainment. That's what it was. And there was an asterisk on there next to the definition of drag performance that clarifies that that's what the bill had heard, at least, and doesn't have any firsthand experience.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
let
of
me
course,
ask you, Pat. Does that mean that someone who identifies transgender can't go to an open mic?
I mean, like, Wes, the reason we're talking about
Can't
this,
sing.
the reason we're talking about this, and if you're at home sitting there saying, well, I don't want my kids indoctrinated. Look, that's whether you think that's happening or not. The reason this sucks is because most regulation sucks is because there's unintended consequences with any sort of regulation.
Right.
So
Yeah, for sure. Good point.
So essentially, they're going to make your favorite brunch spot that has a drag brunch on Sunday. Let's say that one even is 18 and up, right, on that Sunday or whatever. That means that for the rest of the week, every day, it's a club. You can't get in there unless you're under 18. It hurts business, whatever. It's the government, essentially projecting their values onto the people.
But let's be fair. Brunch is for the above 18 anyways. So
I agree.
you keep bringing up brunch.
And
Like,
so
if I see a child at brunch, I'm leaving the place.
And generally, so are drag shows.
What do your parents do?
And drag shows.
Yes, at drag shows.
Great points.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, the bill's author is an up-and-comer and a former pastor named Nate Schatzline. That's SCHTZ. So Schatz.
There's a joke in there somewhere. Yeah,
line. There is.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, he's been made fun of for his last name at some point. Nate Schatzline, guys. And I think you're going to be hearing a lot from this guy. He's a former pastor. He's an up-and-comer. Here's his pic. There's Nate Schatzline. It kind of looks like he almost like unintentionally tried to do blackface as a white man somehow in that photo. It's hard to describe, right?
Doesn't Schatzline translate to skid mark?
Schatzline. It's a Schatzline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shot his pants and it's on the line.
Exactly. Anyway, that's Nate, right? He's up and coming. We're going to hear a lot from him.
What's up, Skid Mark?
Right. Hey, what's up, Skid Mark? Here, guys, is a video of Nate in college, this guy that wrote the bill, where he's dressed in a tight little black dress and a feathered eyes wide shut mask, skipping across a field to a gay song.
Uh-oh.
Nate's on the right there. There he is skipping. Dressed in his technical definition of drag.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Nate.
That's him?
Yeah.
Could this have been a sketch with his buddies like we used to do, though?
Yeah, it could have been, but he's in
like
public.
This looks like a sketch.
But now this would be illegal under the new thing.
Well, to do in certain clubs. It would have,
right, but it's like if Will or Wes, I'm just pointing you guys out because you guys are considered the right on the show, did this, and then they brought up several of our sketches where we're in drag.
Right. If sketch performers started putting forth right-leaning legislation, yeah, that could totally happen, Mark. And
who hasn't been in drag in a sketch?
Exactly, right? Nate plays a character called the Virgin in that video, and it was posted by someone from his high school that hates him. And Nate clapped back on Twitter saying, "Y'all really going crazy over me wearing a dress as a joke back in school for a theater project? Yeah, that's not a sexually explicit drag show, y'all. Lol. Y'all will twist anything." And then Michelle.
Look, I'm with Skid Mark on this. I'm not with this fucking stupid bill, but I'm with him on the fact that that doesn't disqualify him from writing a horrible bill because he's
100%.
He's Skid Mark.
He's Skid Mark.
Hey, I can still be a bigot.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, let me do me, man.
Hey, just one time.
Yeah.
Just one time. Guys, this seems to be a trend. Just last week during a press conference about signing Tennessee's drag bill, it's trending, right? Tennessee Governor Bill Lee, he was confronted with this photo of him in the 1970s dressed in drag. Look at that.
Short skirt.
He is a tall drink of water. Am I right?
Nice legs, buddy.
Got his mother's pearls on.
Look, if you don't look at listen, I mean, I'm just going to say
the sideburns.
If you just look at the legs and the dress above the kneecaps, you're diving in. You're diving in.
Agreed.
Where?
I agree.
Go, just put your finger.
Where are you diving in?
You're diving into
eating ass, or you're
anything in that skirt's hiding.
Yeah, you're diving in with the face first. You muff diving, or
muff diving.
All right.
Look, just cover the knees and only look at the exposed thigh and skirt. And don't look at the head.
I got so close.
Here, let's do this.
Diving.
Let's do this. Eric, can you Photoshop that? And when Will comes on the show back on Monday, can you show the legs?
Will's going to listen to this.
There's a more than 50% chance he listens to the show.
But in case he's sick.
He likes to check to make sure we didn't talk shit.
Right. I know. Well, let's do it anyway.
Fired up.
Let's do it anyways.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, there's video of what happens.
So we can write something to respond.
Fired up. Fired up at you boys. Guys, here's what happened when Bill Lee was confronted with that photo.
Back in 1977.
What a ridiculous question that is. Conflating something like that to sexualized entertainment in front of children, which is a very serious subject. I think the concern is what's right there in that building, children that are potentially exposed to sexualized entertainment, to obscenity, and we need to make sure that they're not. I think that's something that should happen in Tennessee, and it will because of this bill.
This is you at a high school, Governor. This right here is you at a high school.
Oh, they're hounding the dude.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was hilarious that they're like, "You're out of school, bud," and then this is you out of school, bud.
You're diving in. Look at that.
Yeah, you're diving right in. Yeah. Diving in the deep end, bro. You're not even checking how deep.
Well,
you just jump out that diveboard.
I mean, politics is literally throwing, stones at glass houses.
Oh, we got to have a laugh at politics.
Yeah,
politics is hilarious this week.
They're all hypocrites.
Tennessee politics, though, they have been making quite a bit of national news as of late for some reason. Like, for example, this week, Paul Sherrill, a state representative from Sparta, Tennessee, he said this while discussing an amendment to allow the firing squad as a method to exact the death penalty. Here we go.
And I was just wondering about, could I put amendment on that? It would include hanging by a tree also.
No way. There's no fucking way.
And also, I would like to sign on to your bill, sir.
Dude.
Hey, one more thing.
One more thing.
Hey, one more thing before we adjourn.
How can I raise this up a
hanging
bit?
them again?
Is that real?
That's 100% real. Absolutely.
Dude.
100% real. So, yeah, Paul Scherer was
He's
trying
like,
to say...
February's over, thank God.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's it, March 1st? All right, we're good.
Here's my proposal in March.
My favorite part is like it's not like they called on him,
God
right?
damn.
Like he raised his hand and was like, "I'd like to add something here."
I mean,
And
the
then he
most
said that.
famous hangings historically have been like not by trees for murderers. They've been like in the gallows or whatever, and they drop the like. What's he talking about?
Right? If he had just said hanging,
Yeah, hanging, like,
still some context there, but
Historically, they used to kill people by hanging. Like they'd line them up and they'd pull the thing and they'd hang people and their feet would drop through the. What the fuck is he talking
He
about?
might as well have said the good old days.
Yeah,
exactly. I want America back to when
by
it
a
was great.
tree.
Yeah, that's just for black people. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
clearly.
Let's be honest. Well, he apologized, guys. He apologized. He came out yesterday saying, quote, "My exaggerated comments were intended to convey my belief that for the cruelest and most heinous crimes, a just society requires the death penalty in kind." Yeah. And look, I'm not pro-death penalty specifically for, and again, you don't want to have the debate, but we kill a lot of people that are innocent. So if you kill one that's innocent, you can't have the death penalty. That's the rule, and we do it often. But
Debatable, but I'm with you. It's horrible.
well, you know, if you, my point is, if
Horrible when you
the
kill
death
someone
penalty is infallible, right? If you're always 100% right, I get it.
That's why you got to have the expedited versus the non-expedited.
But and also, here's my thing: if I was pro death penalty, I would be pro firing squad because the injection sucks, and it often
Yeah,
fails.
injection does suck.
There's no
And the chair sucks.
effective way to try to kill someone and make it quote unquote humane. Like you gotta shoot, you gotta get 12 guys or gals, and they all shoot, and then one of them killed. You don't know. That's the best method.
That's
What
what
about
they're
dropping-
talking about. That's what they're talking about with bringing in Idaho. What that guy Skog was trying to bring it back for Koberger because
it's more humane,
you
yeah.
can't find. It's more humane. Plus, you can't always find the chemicals for the lethal injection. They're not readily available, and you can botch it. You
Great
can
points.
totally
What
fuck it.
about dropping these people from planes?
I mean, that's cruel and
Is
unusual,
it?
Mark.
It's going to be
I mean,
quick when they land.
How long do you think it takes you to hit the ground from a plane? No
20
parry?
seconds?
Oh, from
No,
no
bro. Have you ever
30?
seen Drop Zone?
Few
30
minutes.
seconds? But those are dramatic slow-mos. Like, they're just, like, still
Well,
going.
depending on
Or
how high.
are you going pencil, or are you spreading yourself
Oh, you
out to
put
delay
weights
the
on these
inevitable?
motherfuckers. You put weights on them and you just...
Why?
Because they should die from the death penalty. So you get them as
Put a
quick
weight
as
on
possible.
their ears?
Mark,
Yeah.
weights, the physics of it, weights aren't
Yeah,
going to
you're
matter.
right. You're right. Terminal velocity. Terminal velocity.
Right. It's either you're a pencil or you're
Well,
a piece of paper.
Yeah, I would say you got to put them in a straitjacket,
A spike suit.
pencil them.
That would actually be I guarantee. I mean, look, if you get dropped, if getting dropped
Head
out
first.
of a
Head first.
plane
Pencil. Eraser first.
or like, hey, Scouts honor, you got to go pencil. No,
Yeah.
no paper on this one. But if getting dropped out of a plane was a death penalty method and someone could survive it, I think they have the right to walk away, right? Like that's acceptable. Like if you drop someone out of a plane and somehow they figure out a way to survive it, like cool, man.
It has
debt
happened.
forgiven.
It has happened as Victoria brings up live comments because we do the show live 7:15 Eastern every day. People survive falling out of planes, but not if they're in a straitjacket, pencil first, head first.
I feel like Victoria's comment needs so much context. People,
There are people that have survived a broken, like a parachute not working, and I think they probably land in a grassy field or like
from how high up?
very high up. It's happened
Terminal
before. It's happened
velocity,
before.
speed. Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that? I
I
don't
think
buy that.
sometimes
They
the
land
parachute's
in a
half open,
tree.
maybe, and they're like getting a little
Exactly,
bit of
Wes.
drag.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just no parachute, no parry.
Yeah, you can't use anything.
Tight clothes. You put them in skinny
On
jeans.
cement.
Yeah.
Right. And, a
And
shirt
then
that's
we
too
have
small.
someone waiting to shoot him in the head if they survive. Yeah.
You just hope they don't survive if you're
Yeah.
that guy. 'Cause
I
we gotta
hope
work
they
that
do.
day.
I hope they do.
You got to work that day. All right, guys, let's get into the top story of the day here at Hard Factor. We call. God damn it! I couldn't find the video tab, and it ruined the whole. We call it
The cream of the crop!
That's better. Guys, Maegan Hall, the sex cop,
Yeah.
is back in the news, and you might be feeling a little bit bad for the jokes that you made about her. I'm talking about you, everyone, because Maegan
Unlikely.
Maegan, she's saying that maybe she's a bit of a victim in the sex scenario that took place over there at the police department.
One of two options to say. Either, I loved it, or I was a victim.
Right. You're right, Wes. Pencil or paper, right? Two options. There's only two options there.
Yeah.
And I loved it would have been foolish, right?
Right, that would have been dumb.
She really only had one option.
She had one option.
Keep quiet or say this.
To save
it would have been really hard for Thad or whatever her husband's name is. In the lawsuit.
Second shift for life.
Second shift for life. Look, she was the only woman on the second shift, which is tough. It's got to be hard. And look, I don't want to deny, because there's no way to deny that women around groups of men traditionally are put in horrible situations from a sexual harassment perspective. It's tough. It's tough business. So keep that in mind when you hear what I'm about to tell you. Okay. The new federal lawsuit says that her superiors in her department, quote, sexually groomed her for risque escapades. And the suit, which is filed on Monday, I guess, it's against the city of Laverne, former police chief Burl Chip Davis.
What a name.
Right, yeah. The officer that holds fear.
That guy shits.
Lewis Powell. We've talked about him at great length.
Burl Chip Davis.
Oh, yeah, he shits. So, yeah, the officer that holds fear, Lewis Powell, obviously was named in the suit. We've talked about him at great length. We'd admired him at great length. But there's another officer, and I think we've talked about him, but, dude, I got to be honest, I don't think I saw this guy's photo before. McGowan? Like, that's not the same photo that we're using. Like,
I don't think so.
Describe McGowan's bio photo there.
Confused.
He looks confused.
He looks
right,
confused.
dude?
Why are you taking a picture of me? Yeah.
He looks kind of confused and kind of angry.
I think that's his face when he's accused of something. Like, did you groom her? Huh?
But this is like picture day, bro. What happened? Did they didn't take multiples? That's your go-to? I mean, get this guy some glasses. Am I right? Anyway, guys, the lawsuit reads, quote, where Miss Hall sought role models at her new job, which, by the way, is a weird thing to say. You seek role models at your new job, I guess, right? Is that maybe
you want leaders? You want a leader?
I don't think that's unusual to say.
Yeah. Okay. Where Miss Hall sought role models at her new job, she instead found predators. Okay, the lawsuit says, in place of offering professional development, her supervisors and the chief of police groomed her for sexual exploitation. They colluded in using their authority to systematically disarm her resistance and entrap her in degrading and abusive sexual relationships, even sharing tips on the best ways to manipulate and exploit her. That's a text chain you don't want getting out. In the suit, we learn a little bit more about Sergeant Lewis Cucumber Powell, and you know who we're talking about, the big boy. Oh no, I'm sorry, where did the Powell? Here we go.
Powell's got the tight-fitting uniform.
Oh my God, bro. So Hall's first sexual interactions were with Powell, okay? And she says that their trysts were part of a, quote, exploitative sexual relationship and led to sex with other cops. So she's essentially calling Powell's dick a gateway drug.
Did they, blackmail her? Like we know you fuck Powell, we're going to tell your husband unless you fuck us?
I don't think you can call it blackmail in this situation or something that's appropriate. Wait.
Is she calling Powell's dick a gateway because it opened her vagina so largely?
Well, I mean, that's why it's a great statement because it's totally got two meanings. Powell, as I said, he's
I can see it now.
He's the cop that holds fear.
We're going to tell your weak-minded husband that we're all fucking you unless you fuck everyone.
Yeah, so
right.
She's saying that these guys pressured her into sex, and then also her husband into supporting her, and the whole deal,
Yeah, the lawsuit also says that Powell somehow made Thaddeus. I'm sorry, the open relationship thing. He
make that story up.
It continues. Sergeant Powell learned that Mrs. Hall, Maegan, was going through the process of buying a home with her husband, I think Thaddeus, and that process was extremely taxing on their relationship. So Powell sees an opening. He said, "You buying a home? All right." Powell's always asking women he wants to fuck if they're buying homes with their husbands because he knows
you stressed
if that's
out.
Going down.
You
The window is open. You little stressed. Come here.
Yeah.
You want a massage? Okay, it goes on. Sergeant Powell positioned himself, and it doesn't say if this means physically or metaphorically. He positioned himself as a reliable source of companionship and advice related to her career and her marriage. So Powell was out there being like, "Tell me about him. Yeah. What's wrong? You got problems? What's
sit on my lap?
Thad giving you trouble?
Yeah.
Thad not adopting the idea of the open relationship. Yeah." The suit adds that Sergeant Powell persisted in requests for sex despite Miss Hall's resistance, and eventually Miss Hall gave in to Sergeant Powell's request for sexual favors.
Time out. Assuming this is true, why the other 8 guys?
Well, because it's Powell's
because
fault. I mean,
she was completely brainwashed. What, she has a Stockholm syndrome? What are we talking about here? This is insane. This is the most frivolous lawsuit I've ever heard in my life.
Well, like acceptance comes into play.
Oh, once you've done it once, you do it with the whole shift.
I don't know. I don't want to get in the.
I'm not discrediting the fact that
I'm
not discrediting the fact that
maybe
maybe the guys came on to her first, but this is insane.
Hold on. Here's where she does have a suit. Her supervisor, the sergeant. So sergeant is Powell's a sergeant, but the guy above him, the guy that takes big shit, Chief Burl Chip Davis, the police chief. Okay, so the police chief was getting nudes too, and she came to find that out. And she says in the lawsuit that the chief, quote, encouraged this behavior, shared in the pornography and sexual fantasy of mutually abusing Miss Hall with trusted supervisor Ty McGowan. What does that mean? So shared in the pornography and sexual fantasy, shared in the sexual fantasy of double teaming with Sergeant McGowan, the confused looking guy. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
It's like this picture. It's like at a carnival, they just had a head cut out, and you get to put your face in there for the double team.
Yeah, it does look fake.
Yeah. Anyway, she's got a suit there. Like no woman should be subjected to a situation
getting
where
sent to people that she didn't ask to, or that's a suit. Yeah.
Not at all. No supervisor, no position of power above you should ever have any sort of sexual interest or sexual harassment. It's fucked up. She did say that there's one person in particular. She didn't name him. I mean, but she did really call out Powell pretty hard there. Powell's the one with the crazy wife. Remember?
Yes.
Yes. She did say that there was one officer that she said no to, but wouldn't take no for an answer. Now, that doesn't say whether that officer forced her to go to like the boat party and take her top off in the hot tub, but it did say that they exploited her, and we'll see.
I 100% think that it got carried away, and some of these guys got drunk. We're like, oh, come on, you do it with everyone. I guarantee you she got put in situations she didn't want to be put in, but they didn't. Come on. This is a gray area, and she's a horny girl. Okay,
you got to narrow the lawsuit. You can't say that Powell's dick is a gateway drug, and it is
insane.
Technically.
It's insane that one guy that she says pressured into sex then led to her fucking the entire force. Like that's not how things work.
Right. This happened over months. She could have quit at any time.
Shouldn't have happened. What happened?
Shouldn't happen at all.
She should file a different
lawsuit. Who
lawsuit.
should be suing is her husband. Should be suing everything and everyone.
It got normalized, and she felt a lot of pressure. I get it, and it's fucked up. But
yeah,
for sure.
Her husband should be suing. Guys, we actually I have a photo of the lieutenant who they named in the suit that the why can't I remember his name? Ty McGowan. I have a photo of Ty McGowan. Officer McGowan, when he found out that he was named in the suit.
It's the same photo. Yeah. Exactly, dude. That's what it looks like. He's being accused of something.
Yeah, anyway, that's a cup of coffee. Yeah, hey, look, man.
I love it.
Fucked up for Megan, but come on, bro. Bring a different suit.
DJ Bearnuts has a question about Megan.
Let's put the question up. Is she a dirty dog? Hell yeah, she is. And I applaud her. We all do.
Yes, she is.
Go get it, Megan.
Hey, Officer Powell, why'd you put it up if you didn't want me to smell it?
Smell it. You know who's not a dirty dog? Her husband, Thad. Poor guy.
He's a sad dog.
Poor park ranger. Oh, man.
Yeah, it did
There's
look
some
like
good comments on the
fake
picture.
Photos, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he's wearing his dad's shirt. Let me put it up here. Yep, that's true. Steve Cooks, he says, you got to see this photo of Ty McGowan. I mean, like, it's epic. It's next level.
He looks too small for his uni. Looks like a costume.
Photoshopped. Mario shouts out Big Dick Pal. Also shout out Mario for subscribing on YouTube. Yeah, nice.
I mean, he kind of looks angry, which if that might have been his tactic. Like, take an angry press photo, and if it's hanging in the station, everyone will know to take you seriously every time they look at the photo. Like, better not mess with that guy.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on, guys. I have a fan favorite segment, one that Mark started, and it's a fire / mental health breakdown themed.
Have been getting a lot of requests.
Probably it's worse every time in the end.
Yeah, fire /mental health breakdown theme. Remember that. So just to send you off on the weekend. No need to thank me. And don't DM me telling me that this is wrong, because I know it is. First up, let's go to UC Berkeley's campus, where a man self-immolated right in the middle of campus on Wednesday. Okay. And no, this wasn't some kind of extreme global warming protest. We all know that they just like to throw paint on, priceless art. Though if you're listening, this would get some attention for sure to your climate, activism. If you just set yourself on fire, it's gotten my attention. So from the New York Post, a man allegedly experienced a severe mental health episode, set himself on fire at the University of California at Berkeley on Wednesday. And the video capturing the distressing incident has been viewed more than 350,000 times. And I'm going to play the video.
Why would you play the video?
It's because it's fire.
It's fire. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And, okay, I'm just going to play you the video. Here it is. And warning, it is, very distressing.
Does he die?
No, he doesn't die. He's not,
Okay.
he's not, at the time of this recording, he's not dead, but he
wishes he was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's very badly burned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Somebody throw a bike at him.
Oh, he's not going to enroll his son here.
Why did someone throw a bike at him?
You hear someone said,
yeah, it didn't work. Someone threw a bike at him.
Why did he do that? Why did he do that?
Wouldn't the tire catch on fire?
Didn't work.
Yeah. Was he? Why was he trying to knock him down so they could stop? Look, I've been on fire before.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, you
Like
don't
this?
remember to stop, drop, and roll.
You been on fire, bro?
I was on fire. I've been on fire before. Where like I was on fire, and someone had to stop me and drop me and then roll me.
Damn.
Jeez.
You forget.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So they were obviously trying to get him. Somebody yelled, throw a bike at him, and then obviously, that didn't work. But, I mean, what a fucking psycho, right?
Good try.
Wes, why did someone throw a bike at him? Do you know? Do you know?
Yeah, because you were right, Pat, because they were trying to get his ass on the ground. They were trying to knock him down without
touching him.
Please tell me it wasn't his bike. Please tell me it wasn't his bike he threw at him.
I don't know. But if that was just a random
street bike, yeah.
If the idea behind the if the idea behind the guy throwing the bike wasn't to get him on the ground, it was just to somehow extinguish it, then that guy needs to be locked up.
Someone hit him with a car. Someone said, get him with the car.
Somebody run him over.
Yes.
I mean, dude. Man, poor guy. Poor guy.
What was his protest? Did you say?
No, he was protesting sanity, is what he was protesting.
Okay.
Yeah, the man was shouting Mormon Mafia, and
he's got an issue with the Mormons.
I don't.
What's the Mormon
guess so.
Mafia?
I have no idea.
Aren't the people that lived in Mexico that got shot by the cartel? There's
are they?
I mean, you'd have to ask the guy that's on fire what he means by it. But
yeah, but people said that he didn't seem phased at all, that he was completely on fire. He was just walking around. He was yelling at people. He told people to get away from him that were trying to help him, pour water on him. Eventually, someone from a local business grabbed their fire extinguisher from the business, ran out, and just extinguished this guy.
Yeah,
and,
after trying the bike 3 or 4 times, they remembered that fire extinguishers exist.
Yeah.
I'm reading
what the fuck, dude?
I'm looking at a really terrible article that's claiming that not the Italians, but the Mormons built Las Vegas. That's the Mormon Mafia. Okay.
I mean, that's not true at all. That's a conspiracy theory, is it?
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. So tough stuff.
That's a bummer. That's so that guy on the Rage Against the Machine cover, Thich Quang Duc, the guy, the Buddhist monk that set himself on fire to protest the Vietnam War. It's kind of disrespectful to that guy. Just saying. I know this guy was having a crazy episode, but
very disrespectful.
Yeah, it is. It is a
disrespecting an imaginary. I mean, protesting an imaginary mafia.
What is he going to do? Bring awareness to the Mormon Mafia? Like the Mormon Mafia is not going to care if they exist.
I never heard of them until today.
I guess it's awareness.
Yeah.
Are the Miscaviges still missing?
The what?
I'm thinking Scientology. David Miscavige and his wife.
Right. No, yeah, that's different.
I think they're still missing though.
I don't know. But let's move on to more fire and mental breakdown, shall we? And Mark, I specifically apologize to you for this one. I know I sent this in the chat, and your quote was, I hate that story, but I did it anyway.
This one's worse.
Because it went with my theme, and I couldn't find another fire mental breakdown story. So to New Jersey we go, where we have a kind of Waco, Texas incident. Remember, Koresh, Branch Davidians. Only this time, instead of it being a crazy religious cult leader, it was a crazy cat lady who had been pushed to her limits by eviction notices, and seeing no other choice to save her cats from the homelessness, she blew not only herself up, but dozens of cats when she set the home she was being evicted from on fire after letting the gas leak for a while.
It's horrible for the cats that were on their last life. I mean, some of those cats are.
I guess all of them.
Most of them are pretty fine. Yeah, they all had.
They all died
already.
Yeah, they all because of this crazy lady. Well, how did she bar the windows shut? Like, how did the cats not get out? She locked the door.
Yeah, because there was a separate cat. She was a pet sitter. So she had a separate cat house.
They weren't all hers?
I don't know if they were all hers. I really don't.
That's like number one thing. I mean, pretty much one thing your pet sitter can't be, and it's a cat hoarder.
Yeah.
And a pet sitter could be a creep because they're in the house without you.
Wes, I want to hear the rest of the story, but I'm just going to say, for the which one's worse, you have one guy that went to UC Berkeley and set himself on fire and is still alive, versus one crazy person, so we're 1-to-1, who set herself on fire is dead, and then you throw in a bunch of dead cats as well. So probably this one's worse.
But this guy's going to be alive and covered in burns the rest of his life and still crazy.
Good point.
So you never know.
What if he takes his anger out on cats too? He has a lot of time.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was reported that the police were called. The lady was like, "Hey, I'm gonna blow myself up." They evacuated other residents.
They couldn't hear it because of the meows, though. Like, what was that?
How many cats was it? How many cats were in there?
Over 30.
That's not. I mean, that's not too big of a hoarder.
What?
That's bad, dude.
It's very bad.
It's a cat everywhere you look.
She live at a farm?
It's very bad, but a bad cat situation is 90 plus. I think that's it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
I think anything over what I have,
anything over 10 is you're getting a little bit nuts.
You don't even know which one's which. 90.
Right. No, you literally look in every corner of the house. There's a cat doing something. Yeah. So neighbors said that her boyfriend had been trying to evict her for several years, but his efforts were hindered by Governor Phil Murphy's pandemic-era eviction moratorium, where I guess you couldn't evict people because, COVID was bad. They needed a place to live, the economy, blah, blah. And then, like I said, this woman said that there was a cat house for the animals to live in separately. Here's some video.
Earlier today, and what you can see is what the house now looks like is a shell of what it once was. The roof and walls completely charred. Officials say the female tenant
cat souls floating up in the air.
Troopers responded to
probably
the
smelled
home
horrible. Burnt
just
hair and
after
shit
11
too.
o'clock this morning, and soon noticed smoke coming from the house. In a short time,
That's
what's wrong. What, are you having a bad day?
Woman, unfortunately,
this segment's fucked up.
Firefighters from multiple
This
departments
segment
were
is so
on scene
fucked.
to get it under
Wes is
control.
back as the king of the dark segments.
Who else got set on fire today?
Look at this, he said. Look at this.
Appeared to have been gas that ignited the fire.
So she let the gas out. But you got to hear the lady who's excited. First of all, look at the uniforms they make the New Jersey State police officers wear.
Yeah. Looks like M. Bison.
It was a pretty large, loud knock. I grabbed him. They told us to leave. She was threatening with a bomb or to bomb the house, and ended up with a fire.
I'm glad I went with a different cat sitter. That's what that lady was saying.
Yeah, but let's look at that guy again. Jesus, hang on.
That uniform looks racist to me.
Let me turn the volume down.
Look at the symbols on the shoulders.
Look at that.
That looks like a
M.
Nazi
Bison.
outfit.
He does. He looks like the first black Nazi in history.
Looks like a Nazi outfit, Pat.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, wow.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, knowing that it's not racist, it's kind of sick.
Yeah.
I mean, but what
he's like,
you know,
this isn't being filmed. Is it? I hate this uniform.
Right. No, these uniforms are not to be filmed. It's part of our.
Are they pulling over black people in these uniforms up in New Jersey?
Casual. Wait, that was just casual Friday.
Confused. I mean, I'd be more concerned.
Don't pull over.
Jewish
Step on
people,
it. Just go.
And I know that they are. What the fuck was that guy wearing?
That doesn't look like a real uniform. That's definitely a temporary uniform.
I don't think we can pull over.
He forgot his uniform, and that's what you wear when you forget your uniform? All right. You forgot your uniform. You got to put on the Nazi shit.
Yeah.
There's something weird. There's like 4 triangles. It's like it just feels like simplistic.
Dude, it's
right?
aggressive. It's aggressive. If you like ignore the fact that he's black or what state he's from, just look at like if you play the trivia, shout out Mike Wade, and you have just the outfit in the background, that's a Nazi outfit. The first thing you think.
If a white guy's pulling you over in this, you're not getting out of it. You're booking it. Your life's on the line.
You assume that a cosplayer stole a police car and is impersonating an officer.
Right.
If that,
that's a fake uniform.
No way this is real.
Yeah, okay, boss.
Yeah, okay.
You call 911.
In your car. You live in your mom's basement.
Yeah. So that's that. So now I ask you.
Worse.
For me, it's the cats.
What do the comments say?
What do you mean? Which one's worse? Can you clarify just generally which one's worse?
Yeah, which one upsets you more? Which one do you think is worse?
Yeah.
What's worse? What's a worse news story? What's a more troublesome, sad?
The man who set himself on fire. I find more upsetting.
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
but now
you also hate cats.
I don't hate them.
Yeah.
I don't hate them.
You do.
I did have
It's not hate. I don't like dress up like that New Jersey State Trooper and chase him around.
One's worse.
Okay.
The death and cats.
Yeah. Cat lady. Okay, yeah. Eric's gonna put one up. So I did have a couple comments from there real quick. Here's the. I'm gonna read this one. It's by Lori Valentine. Says, I mean, this is very sad. Obviously, there were mental health issues at play, and I feel bad for the cats. In parentheses, I love both cats and dogs. Okay, thank you, Laura.
Thank you,
Lori. I own my own.
Way to put that in there, Lori.
Yeah. I own my own house. Wow, and good.
In case any of my cats or dogs are reading this, I don't want them to get the wrong idea.
She owns it outright too. No bank or tax lien. So, but yeah, I know I would be frantic if I was served an eviction notice. So again, she's not in the situation because she owns her own house outright.
Lori would never.
She would never be in the situation.
She's passionate about it.
And she loves both cats and dogs equally. Yeah. And she could see the desperation driving someone to such a drastic action. And then New Yorker says a shelter is far better possible new homes than be trapped in a cage in a fire. That's a true statement, New Yorker. That is very true. And then Jack Frost says, I don't care about the poor cats. I only care about the poor cats.
Oh, I thought he didn't.
Yeah. And then Lori says, yeah, I feel awful. What a horrible way to die. Absolutely horrible way to die.
I feel awful in my house I own right now.
And then Terry Call says, hopefully it was quick. And you know what? I don't think it was. I think it was being burned alive. So
the noises coming out of that house.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wes.
And then
see what the poll says. Oh, you
cats,
got more. You got more. Good.
More. It says, I'm more of a dog person myself. So,
Thanks, Sammer.
Yeah. So there you go. The comment section.
If it was a house with 30 dogs, I'd be upset.
Listen, I own my house.
Yeah.
Who's that? Will? Was that Will? I own my house. But
You're just testing to see if Will's listening.
Yeah.
Trying to get him the right stuff. All right, guys.
Wasn't very supportive of the joke.
No, it's time. It's time, y'all.
It's time for the high five.
That's right. Every week to end the week, it's all listener submitted content in the high five. You can leave us voicemails at 512-270-1480 and 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. On Apple, you can leave a comment that we will read. And on Spotify, you can just send us a screenshot of your 5-star review and then DM us, like a picture of the 5-star and the text you want us to read, and we'll read it. These reviews really help us get in the algorithm and get shared both on Spotify and Apple. I think we've seen growth this entire year, but since we've been pushing for the 5-star, Apple's been doing some shit and we're getting a lot more Apple listeners. So please continue with the 5-star Apple reviews. And holy shit, did you guys deliver this week? I have to move screens over here. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to read all these. I had to put a bunch. I think we have like 40 something reviews. So let's do reviews.
Wait, Mark, before you get going, Eric wants us to shout out Mario.
Yeah,
what up?
I did. Mario, for subscribing to the YouTube.
Oh, okay, sorry, I wasn't paying
long time listener Mario. Love Mario.
Yeah,
we know who Mario is. He's been following us on Twitter for a long time. Get on the Mario, get on the YouTube. See if get in the Fat
He's in
Boys
there.
version. All right. Here we go. Interested in Monkey Cum? This is a 5-star review. And speaking of, have you lost your morning wood? Want to wake up with some vigor and rock hard outlook on life? Try waking up and throwing on the boys. Hearing that intro hit and not standing at attention, your partner will thank you. Buy the merch, pay for the Patreon, maybe pay for the Piatch support. The boys rate 5 stars merch. Maybe we got an island to buy. Thanks for everything you do, boys. I'm out here preaching the good word to anyone who will listen. Love you, boys. HAGFD. This is from Connor and Des Moines, or Fat Master Chief in the Discord. Get in the Discord. That's what I was trying to say, Mario. All right, now here we go.
Love to hear that. You just wish he was in a bigger city with the way he's preaching. Like Des Moines, Iowa, it's a smaller, not a lot of people there.
He's getting out there.
I mean, it's effective. It's not effective. We think
Very important to do is spread the word.
Let's take it to a larger city.
So
But people in Des Moines probably will listen more than a person in a big city. He's like,
well, they'll do anything you tell them. They're very polite.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes. All right, here we go. We're going to hammer through these. Chris W. Cat says, C review, awesome, 5 stars. Laxbad, Lacrosse Buddy 95 says, best news, great daily news pod. iRobot says, good news from big guys having great days. Josham 8 says, best daily news, love it. Dur 5029 says, HAGFD, amazing and always relevant info. Jeff Love 14 says, good stuff. Atlanta 73 says, the best, great daily news show. Big Rich 124 says, these guys rock, a must listen for all well-informed men. Barstool Lake Orion says, I travel to China regularly just to listen. The wall over there is super long because we are the number one news source in China.
News podcast in China. Yeah. You're goddamn right.
Formerly known as Uter says, HAGFD. We got to get through these guys. There's a lot.
Hey,
Thank you again to everyone, aka DJ Bearnuts, who's in the live chat. DJ Bearnuts, love these guys so much. I had to leave another review from my work phone. My life has only gotten better since listening. My IQ is up. My hair has grown back. Women flock to me like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm just irresistible, and my natural musk is so potent. Women must keep their distance for fear of being impregnated. All I'm saying is, if you're not listening to this podcast, have fun being an idiot that no one likes. HAGFD, and for heaven's sake, send in the car. Thanks for all that you do, boys. Keep up the good work. So
beautiful review. Thank you, DJ Bearnuts.
DJ Bearnuts, that's a good one. Now we're going to get into some smaller ones again. Great. Oh, yes, is awesomeness. This show rocks. It's hilarious and educational. I listen to every episode. Thanks, guys. Stay classy. Bob 64 something says, HAGFD, favorite podcast. It's my first listen every day. Member of the Hive, HAGFD. John 64836 says, just the best. Not afraid of free thinking and embracing debate. Tectonic plates, maybe not. Right?
Finally, someone gets it.
Oh, there's plenty of people that get my argument on that. Fun says, oh, yeah. Love waking up to the guys every morning. Nothing better than Wes waking my wife with his welcoming message. Appreciate your humorous takes on today's crazy life, HJGFD. Brian Golke, thank you for... Says HADFD from Montgomery, Texas. Don't support you guys enough yet, but my kids are keeping me poor, so cut me some slack cut. Just keep listening, supporting us. Treybo 5150 says, y'all are harder than Matt Lauer in an international, I don't know, it's cut off
anywhere. It doesn't matter. He's hard.
Exactly. HADFD, you guys rock. Always funny and entertaining. Listen to you guys at work to start my day. Keep on rocking and sending the car. KW Buzz 23 week says, hopefully this helps. Came back for this for the first time in a year. The new fake news bits are great. Best things you've done since taking it to the internet. Nice. Anton Berger says, best American news I can find in China. Thank you. Great show. Let the boys sponsor the outfield wall. Right, Herndon?
Yeah, Herndon High School baseball, man.
High school that we went to. Fresh 515 says, these guys give solid unbiased news content on the daily for an hour every day, and they're actually pretty funny and fat. Truth. YNWA Johnny Boy says, these guys, I love the sports updates, even if they are old the next morning. Political dynamic of this group is perfect. Yes, I couldn't be Pat, HAGFD.
Huge old sports update. Old sports.
It's funny to hear it again. Shupton says, awesome show. This show makes my morning every day. Only Patreon I sub to. Nice. Keep up the great work. Hawkins 90 says, HAGFD, writing another 5-star review from my work phone to boost the numbies for the boys. Oh, yeah. We're about a little more than halfway through.
Wow.
Shit. Yeah, I told you. Stooley 92 says, organized chaos. Pat is the man, almost always right. Wes and Mark are great too, but Will is a crossover and a 2016 championship away from being Kyrie. Still a fantastic show and must listen every day, HADFD. Box 2586 says,
what does that mean?
Conspiracy theories.
Kyrie Irving
he's a flat earther.
The Earth is flat.
Fox 2586, Apple, don't screw this up. This is the greatest news podcast ever. You can't get enough of this energy and entertainment news show 5 days a week. Plus, bonus laughs when you join the extras. Well worth buying a beer for the guys. We're on our one jackpot away to Hive Island. Hell yeah. Love you, boys. HAGFD. Jacob in Knoxville says, by George, it's an Amish fact. Jacob with Full Bore Barbecue here. Shout out Full Bore Barbecue, previous sponsor, friend of the program. Shout out, Jacob. I would like to point out an egregious snub from the list of facts from Amish Brock. Growing up in a farm, we had some horses we used to move our beef cattle. We took advantage of the large nearby Amish community to train some of our young horses and do some leather work on saddles and stuff. One of the most interesting things I learned about the Amish is that since they do not use credit cards, they are always flush with cash and tend to get robbed and mugged a ton. Lol. That being said, to combat this, a wise Amish man will generally carry 2 wallets, one readily available to be stolen with a tiny bit of cash and a second with the mother load. Now, that's an Amish fact for you, Brock. Not even by George. George Santos knew that one.
Wow.
HAGFD.
Great fact.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I didn't know it.
It's tough to read all these. Dono Rowe says, crush small talk. In parentheses, steal their jokes. I don't really like to follow the news, but I need to be somewhat aware of stuff or else I'm in no man's land in office small talk. Now I steal hard factor jokes and just got a promotion. Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Nice.
baby girl.
You don't need to tell the people in the office about us, but maybe the other people, right? Bulldog says, best news podcast. I've come to love these guys. They're funny, relatable, and give you a variety of news from around the world. I've been listening mostly every day since 2019, and I'm hooked. I hope this pod is around for a long, long time. It's refreshing, cringy at times, but in the best ways. And they make you feel like one of the guys. And I'm a lady. Keep it up, boys. HAGFD. Nice.
Love to hear from the ladies.
Nice. Got a few more.
I'm a lady.
Need a water. Big Daddy C3 says top tier news source.
I'm going to get one. You keep going.
Yeah, you dick. Incredible daily news hour presented by 3 free-thinking, nuanced, enlightened, and unbiased pundits where they lack in body composition and diversity, they make up for in diversity of thought coupled in cultural sensitivity. Once a month, the 4th pundit graces the show to humbly demonstrate his superior intellectual prowess because he read a Noam Chomsky book once in college. 10 out of 10 would recommend you cycle this into your daily podcast regime and between The Economist and New York Times, The Daily, to bolster your understanding of current events that truly matter.
Never read Noam Chomsky.
George Santos Burner says, bigger than Jody's jugs. From the brilliant minds of Orion'sCock.com comes Hard Factor. 4 peak male specimen.
From the guys that brought you Orion's Cock.
Four peak male specimen that take a deep dive into the depths of international news from Yuri the sex doll lover to Colonel Pup Savage. The guys cover it all. A great daily listen that gives constant laughs. HAGFD boys. I think there's like 3 more. Woo. Okay. Sockshead. This is a long one. Says, stay informed and entertained. The Hard Factor podcast delivers. If you're someone who finds the current news climate overwhelming or depressing, the Hard Factor podcast is the perfect antidote. With their unique blend of humor and insight, the Hard Factor team manages to make even the most serious news stories and entertaining and approachable. They cover a wide range of topics from politics and world news to pop culture and sports, and their irreverent commentary always keeps things interesting. What I love most about this podcast is how it manages to strike a balance between being informative and entertaining. You'll come away from each episode feeling like you've learned something new, but you'll also have had a good laugh along the way. If you're looking for a way to stay informed without getting bogged down by the negativity of the current news cycle, the Hard Factor podcast is a must listen. I can't recommend it enough. HAGFD Sock said, it sounds like that ChatGPT review that we got. Yeah. All right. 2 more. Last 2. Chief O'Keefe says, everyday listen. I wake up and listen every day, and you guys make my day better and give a great start. The boys do a great job of covering relevant events, and I pass on info to other people without giving you credit. That's the second person that said that. So thanks for making me sound smart, HAGFD. Hey, no problem, Chief O'Keefe.
Chief O'Keefe is a great name.
Yeah, it is.
I'm surprised we haven't seen that more often. That's a great handle.
Hasn't Chief O'Keefe been on the reviews before?
I don't know. Just Chief O'Keefe is smart. I love
that
it.
is a good call out. It's like if you've left a review from the same device, or Apple login, that doesn't really help us. So you want to leave them from a new Apple ID into like a new device, not the same.
Apple's not going to know what to do when they get the form, when they open the form with all
Dude,
these reviews.
This
pending.
is intense. Pat, did you send the form? This is intense. Last one.
Yeah, I sent the form.
Yeah, this is like the most we've gotten since like when we started.
Yeah, I sent the form. I'm going to send the form first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you might want to because this is a big week for reviews. C. Croft Dog says, "What a treat! Love this podcast. Longtime listener, first time reviewer. Always giving a refreshing view on the news with 4 great hosts and great comedy in between. Love your interviews that you bring on the show. Always love the betting and sports updates on Fridays. Keep them coming and love you guys. HAGFD. Always enjoy the fake news clips. Great comedy." Woo!
Ooh, nice.
Now no one can say that I'm illiterate. Like
Nice work, Mark.
Like Floyd Mayweather. Holy shit. All right, now
Nailed it, bud.
I gotta you guys talk for a second. I gotta bring up my
and sorry that was a lot, guys, but okay, to bring it back all around, I was supposed to and I didn't, but tomorrow morning I am gonna send in this form, and these fuckers at Apple are gonna get it, and they're gonna be like, holy shit,
fuck, we
look
gotta
at all
feature
this.
these bros. Yeah,
Pretty much the review section is like one of the only activities that they can measure to identify whether something's hot. And you guys just made us real hot.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was nice.
Like an 8-year-old at a drag brunch. We are fired the fuck up.
Hopefully you guys do the exact same thing again this week and that the wheel doesn't give me high five. All right, let's move on. That was a lot of talking. Let's play some voicemail, shall we?
Yeah, see?
What's up, boys? This is Remington from Indiana. Just wanted to call and tell you, I was listening to the episode when you guys were talking about the catalytic converters being stolen, and I work at Enterprise part-time, and one morning we came in and customer went to start up the car, and it sounded like I was at a dang NASCAR event, and one of you asked us, how do you know if your cat's been stolen? That's how you know, because it'll turn a Prius into a V8 monster. But yeah, we got caught with our pants down. They stole like 5 cat converters, and our cameras didn't catch anything. So that was funny. And then secondly, got to go to the Clemson basketball game and got to watch Big Ball, Mr. Galloway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tear up Syracuse. However, I am sad to report I didn't see him do any Big Ball celebrations, so I guess he didn't take your guys' advice on that. HAGFD.
All right. Well, there's still time. Maybe he'll do it in March Madness, win the tournament, and shout us out. Right? We can also
we need to reach out to him before
we need to nudge
March
him.
Madness, and if
We
they
should
get
send him a
in,
note.
because they just lost to Virginia, and
They should get in.
I don't know. I think they're in the bubble.
Can we look up their overall record?
I think they're
Someone
in the
do
bubble.
that. Look up Clemson's overall record. If they get to 20 wins, I think they're in based on what they've done in the ACC before.
I feel like
started out real hot.
I feel like it's
they got to be close to 20 if they're not already there. Yeah. What's that?
Let's see.
They're
I feel like
17.
no one has a great record this year. It's been a really competitive season of college basketball.
It's way open. It's way open.
Mm-hmm.
While you're looking that up, Daytona Dave left a bunch of voicemails, but he's calling from a cave, it sounds like. The audio would drive Pat mad. A lot of these today, not great audio.
21-9.
Yeah, they're in. 21, they're fine. Dave, maybe record a voice memo on your phone and email it to us at hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com. The gist of his voicemails are he's a huge NASCAR fan, aka Daytona Dave. He's from Florida. Shout out Tampa. Shout out St. Pete. He hates M&Ms. Shout out Wes. He also thinks Kyle Busch sucks and that Colin's an idiot for thinking he's good and that Colin knows nothing about NASCAR. Speaking of which.
Well, boys. This is Colin from California. Pat, literally last week on Friday, that was cute. That was cute, bro. So you said fake Colin's picks with taking Kyle Busch. I told y'all to bet Kyle Busch on Sunday, with the NASCAR Cup Series, and I told you to bet him on the points. Kyle Busch just won this weekend in Fontana. You know what also happened? I had a buddy that decided to take my betting request, because I told him, I was like, hey, bet Kyle Busch this weekend. He bet Kyle Busch. He bet $20. He won $300 fucking off of my fucking pick. Okay?
This is bad for Colin.
What I'm saying is, fake fucking Pat bet Kyle Busch to win the NASCAR championship this year. And I don't know. Kyle Busch has won a lot of times in Vegas, so
This is a
I'm just
coincidence
saying,
that's going to make him
throwing
think
this out there. Bet
got
Kyle Busch to win
superpowers.
again. Love you guys and have a great fucking day. Also, remember, fade all of Pat's fucking picks.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I love Colin, but that happening, that situation where he called in and made some reference to his son's birthday and Kyle Busch, and then he said to bet it, and then Kyle Busch won. It's gonna probably be like a broken ankle for at some point. Like it's gonna be like some like totally recoverable injury. I'm just calling that out.
Well, I smell a rivalry.
I don't want it. I don't want it to have happen.
I wish Daytona Dave's messages were more clear. They were not playable. I had to piece them together. Like we have a transcriber, and when the transcriber misses 75% of the words you say, that's an issue.
I think you're out. I think that's an out.
Yeah,
right? You
exactly.
get booted out.
Yeah. Yep. So you just got to remember the voice memos, then email them, hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com. I'm going to say that a couple more times because you're going to hear some really shitty quality voicemails. Here we go.
What a tease.
What's going on, guys? Alex from the Bay. I realize how much of a cornhole I sounded in my first voicemail, so I'm going to switch things up a little bit, and I got to ask you guys a question. So this is early in the morning. Most of the time I wake up at like 4:30, and I listen to you guys around like 5 in the morning. And a couple months ago, our dog had a litter. Now, we have a Ridgeback. If you're familiar with the Ridgeback, Ridgebacks were bred to hunt lions. My dog is not a lion hunter, but she's pretty badass. We had a litter.
Hunt lions.
With our German Shepherds, we had a little mix. We took all three of our dogs, Mom, Dad, and one of the puppies that we kept, on a walk.
Dog, German Shepherd.
Coyote pops up several hundred yards away. My Ridgeback decides that coyote was looking at my puppy. I'm going to go run this bastard down. So she runs out of nowhere and go chase this coyote down. I lost my phone trying to chase her down. Now, this is back in November. California has had, I believe, 18 inches of rain since November, couple of atmospheric rivers. Out of nowhere, and this phone's been gone since November. I had to pay out of pocket because the phone insurance didn't cover the damages. It was a whole mess. Had to pay like $600 for a new phone, right? This guy finds my phone in the middle of the field. Now, I can't use this phone, but the case is pretty nice. It's one of those indestructible cases, right? So this guy could have kept this phone. There was some cash in it, too. And not only did he give me the phone back, but he gave me all of the contents that were with that phone. Now, I have a question. Even though this phone is unusable and 99% of what was with it is unusable, do I, do something for this guy? Do I bring him a card to, hey, thanks, good job? Just wondering if you guys have any insight in this information, because I feel like a dick, because I just said thank you, but I don't know if that's enough. Because this guy had to go rummaging, quite literally through an open field to find this phone. It wasn't just sitting on the sidewalk. So he was out there looking for something himself, or he was just being a nice guy. Have a great fucking day, boys. Let me know.
Okay, so I played that 2-minute voicemail, which basically had no point because
the most important
because I see some potential from Alex.
Well,
from
yeah,
his voice is very pleasing. He reminds me of
no
a
cuts.
West. He reminds me of
cuts.
a West Coast. He reminds me of a West Coast. I'm trying to get to Alex at this point, right? He reminds me of a West Coast Lombard trucking. He's got a pleasing voice. He's got pleasing energy, and I just want to shorten the voicemail. Bring some other information. He also was missing some information, like how did the guy know to get in contact with you? Did your phone have a wallet that had an ID? Because you skipped a lot of steps in there, even though
how much cash was in there.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, Mark, because with my ADD, I have trouble sometimes comprehending, and
it's not comprehensible. It's not comprehensible. But let's say this guy magically found out that
where
it was
did it
his
rain?
Phone. Yeah, I don't know. This guy magically found out that it was his phone, and he got it back to him. Yes, you probably should give him a tip or something. Yes,
a bottle of booze probably.
Yeah.
Is it a bottle of wine, bottle of booze.
What I'm confused about is it a bud? Because most times when this happens, it's like a stranger in the wind. They come in and they come out of your life just as fast.
This is my point, Alex. Pat thinks it might be a buddy of yours, and it's a complete stranger. So
not a buddy.
You gotta
So. When I was at LSU, freshman year of college, you know how poor you are. Freshman year of college, you got no money, right? Walk out of the dorm, find a wallet, and it's got cash in it. And, of course, anything I find, I'm returning. And that's what I would say you do, is because you don't have to do much. You just pass it on. You pass it on down the line. But I call this kid's parents, because it's got his home address. His parents are like, oh, my God, that's so nice of you. How much money's in the wallet? I think it was like $35. They're like, oh, that's so wonderful. We'll send you a check. I was like, you really don't need to do that. Like, we insist. And I'm like, okay, I'm really poor. And they were like, he lives the next dorm over, so walk over. So I did. I walk over. And this guy's like, hey, man, you got my wallet. It's fucking awesome. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, the cash is in here. It's sick. And I was like, yeah, dude. And he goes, my parents sending you a reward? And I was like, yeah, they are. Super generous. They didn't need to do that. And he goes, sick. Hey, what do you say when you... Yeah, exactly. What do you say when you get it?
What a dick.
You bring it over here and we match. Like, we go in on a bag of weed. I was like, fuck you,
dude. What a
fuck
dick.
off.
So what'd they send you?
$35, $45. Something that was very generous. Like, they sent me the amount of cash in the wallet. No, that's what I'm saying. That's how that rolls. When you return someone's wallet, you never see them again.
Correct.
I found a wallet that had money in it too, and I took the money. I was in college too. I didn't know anything.
That's why you're saying it might be a buddy.
I just took the money.
Yeah.
Don't do what Wes did. Pass
Wes,
out.
you took the money out of a wallet you found, and then you tossed the wallet.
Yeah.
You scumbag. Was there like an ID in there?
Yeah, there was an ID in there.
That's a scumbag move. All right, but Alex, I see potential in you. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I like your voice, I like your vibe. Call back in, shorten it a little bit more to the point. All right, next one.
This is Matt calling in from Florida, longtime listener. Much respect to the show. Love what you guys have done. You really made my entire life over the past couple of years less depressing and less lonely. Hearing you guys joke around about the news and keeping me up to date, I really, really appreciate it. And you don't know how much of an impact you have to the people depending on these episodes and enjoying them on commutes every day. If you ever need a medical correspondent for the show, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to help. You guys make a bunch of people laugh. You do a great job for the world, and we respect and appreciate what you do. It's not easy work. Thanks, boys.
Did we just get complimented by a doctor?
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's awesome. But he's in Florida.
And we don't need a medical correspondent for the show.
Caribbean
we personally need medical correspondence. Can you take a look at something for
Hey,
me?
Matt, how do you feel about that lady at the beginning of the show telling me she's not going to check my lungs unless I'm coughing up blood? Is that
Matt,
is
was
that
St.
responsible?
Thomas a nice place to go to college?
Hey, man, I'll deal with St. Thomas. I will say this. I'm a grown man. None of us, we all have health insurance that we pay for, right? None of us have fucking dental insurance because it doesn't exist if you pay for it yourself. You pay.
These days you just pay a one-time fee on like a Groupon to go get cleaned or something.
Oh my God, it's horrible,
Yeah.
bro. Like I gotta get a fucking tooth fixed. It's like, who's got $5,000? So if you're a dentist listening to us, you can be the official dentist of Hard Factor.
Oh yeah, you can clean our disgusting teeth.
That's really what we need. We need a dentist, and an endodontist would be perfect. But we'll take a dentist.
I'll take a dentist. Doctor's good too. A couple lawyers. We need it all. Here you go.
What's up, you big dick mother? Figured I'd reach out on behalf of all men who've ever looked on the other side of the blanket when their significant other is giving birth to a child. And on Sunday, you guys had the discussion about what that's like and whatever. I just got to say, I looked one time, and it happened to be right when they were cutting that goddamn thing open. And I'll tell you what, boys, I'll tell you, that was 20 some odd years ago. Shit still haunts me. And when you guys started talking about it, I had to end the show right there. Can't do it, won't do it. Just terrible.
Poor guy's PTSD.
God awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Thanks, boys. Probably should tell you my name. Go by DJ Bear Nuts.
Yeah.
Appreciate all you guys do. Love you, big dick bastards, and have a good fucking day. God bless you.
DJ Bear Nuts.
So he's talking about he witnessed
perineum
the
thing.
episiotomy.
Yeah. When they cut one hole.
When he cut the vagina. Yeah. That's a tough thing. That's a tough thing to see.
I mean, watching a vagina give birth is like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's like an angry anthill. The thing that you love.
It's a real never meet your hero scenario. Yeah, it's gross.
Kate's looking at me. She's mad. She can hear me. Some guy called in who was saying that he was traumatized 20 years ago watching his wife give birth because he watched the episiotomy.
Episiotomy.
It pissed him off. It is what it did.
It pissed him off of me.
I mean,
episiotomy.
I fucked up.
Oh, like she had a perfect birth. Give me a break. Next one.
Yeah, she.
That shit was.
What's up, guys? This is Devin from Pennsylvania. Long-time listener, first-time calling. Left my 5-star reviews on my wife's phone and my phone. But yeah, 2 questions. Tony from PA, do you work for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs? Because that's the only thing I'm trying to track down and wonder. I think that would be accurate. They run a lot of weird races there. Other thing is, every day, Mark, you really make me curious. I would really like to know, what's your day like? Like, you're the most anomaly out of everybody. Huge fan, guys. But Mark, like, when do you wake up? What do you do?
We have no idea.
I don't know.
We have no idea.
Curious. Thanks.
What?
Mark is a mere mystery.
What?
Because
When
do you wake up?
Tell me you're not a patron without telling me you're not a patron.
What do you do?
I'm an open book, Devin. Okay. I don't know how to make it much more clear. I have a wife. I have 6 pets. And I have a slight drinking problem. I work on the show full time, which ends at night every night. I wake up around 9:30, take my dog on a walk every fucking morning, then usually do a little work or a lot of work, depending on if I have coffee or not. There's social media shit, emails, Discord, and then I write my story. And then up until about a month ago, I had about 4 hours of free time in the afternoon where I would watch movies, play video games, jerk off, read a book. And now I have a second job, so that's gone. So I don't know what else to tell you other than the fact that I talk about my personal life in the patreon.com/hardfactor.
Oh, I get what he's doing.
And in the Discord where I'm at every fucking day. So you cheap bastard, get involved more than just listening to the surface level of Hard Factor. Get involved in the community. Yeah.
What's he doing in there?
I was going to make fun of Pat and Kate here too, but Kate just came on and is already upset. So I was going to say, not like Pat and Kate, who's every day they tell you exactly what they're doing online, but I guess it's
I wouldn't. Yeah, not after.
Not now.
No. She was yelling.
You might have heard.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
If you listen to that voicemail real close with the earbuds on, you'll hear.
She didn't seem happy.
She didn't know the voicemail was playing, so she was But
no, I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I didn't know whether to pause or not. I didn't know.
It's okay.
It was awkward timing.
It happened.
I would like to hear what she said. Yeah.
She was mocking us.
Something about taints ripping.
Guys, she's mocking men.
She's mocking men that don't have the pain to go through.
Technically, in Women's Month, they probably should have paused it because it's their month.
You want to bring her back and have her make fun of us?
Yeah.
I think she's.
I think she left.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I think she left the apartment. All right, let's play the next one. This is Borderline, by the way. Hard
Hey,
Factor.
boys, Derek from Lafayette. Got a little funny story for you. Something for Wes. So I was just at the grocery store checking out. I'm all dirty from work today. Got paint all over myself, sauce everywhere, just looking kind of scrunched around, And this guy in front of me was at the self-checkout, and he got 3 rotisserie chickens. Checked out 3 rotisserie chickens and a 6-pack of beer. That's all he had, solo. Damn. So as he's walking out, there's like a little 16-year-old girl. She's like working the self-checkout. And so I kind of locked eyes with her. And then that dude, as he turns around, he locks eyes with me. And out of nowhere, I'm like, hey, man, you have fun with that chicken now, you hear? He looked at me like he didn't know what the hell was going on. The little girl was like, do you know him? What's he going to do to the chicken? Thought it was pretty funny. Wes, that is like one of my favorite things now. I think I'm going to do that every time I go to the store. Funny story. Love everything that y'all do. Keep it up, boys. Can't wait to listen to y'all every day. Big shout out from Lafayette, man. We all love you down here. Keep it up. Thank y'all.
Oh, man.
I
love Lafayette.
Yeah.
Get down there to the boot.
Great voicemail. Call back. Remember, better quality if you do a voice memo.
I got it. I could barely make it out, but that's hilarious. Thank you, Derek.
gmail.com. Yep.
Yeah. Was the keg? Is the keg? I think the keg is where we got drunk in Lafayette. The boot is in New Orleans. But either way, Lafayette's a. Ooh, you want to find yourself a wife, go on down to Lafayette, Louisiana.
There you go. Last one, and I'm going to say it one last time, hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com.
Hey guys, I was listening to that episode yesterday where you guys were talking about the organoids, and the previous episode, or maybe it was two back, where you guys were talking about Skynet. And it kind of sounds like the Avengers Age of Ultron, where we're trying to create a robot that is protecting us at all times. It seems that we've done that, but now we're trying to make like a physical form of it. And that just turns into a weird supervillain that has extremely good one-liners. But it also reminded me of the idea of chess playing, because Kasparov, one of the best chess players ever, played Deep Blue, was a chess program. I believe Kasparov won as well as lost. But a thing that they've also talked about, like I saw a Forbes article from 2022, before I called you guys, they have experienced that a human and a machine is even better. So are we just in a cyborg race now where we hope that the right company, like a private sector company, or maybe it's a military contractor, just makes the best cyborg? Kind of like Minority Report. Just kind of looking at what's possible and then making a decision from there. Are we just hoping that it's people with the best morals? Because it seemed like that's coming, where we're going to end up having cyborg police or cyborg soldiers or some sort of militaristic use of a
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop.
Computerized brain. And it's a little worrisome. So just want to hear you guys' take. Are we in a arms race for who can make the most cyborgs or who can make the best cyborgs? Have a great fucking day, guys.
Definitely an arms race.
And that's voicemail. Cyborgs.
Man. I mean, there was that robot cop. It was like an R2-D2. It exists. It's a company that does it. And the cop, it's like this thing will follow you around and be like, don't let her, or like, stop raping her. Like it's like a...
Yeah, but that's like a narc. That's like a little like, it's
a
almost
narc.
like, it's like a cleaning thing almost. It just...
Kind of. No, it has some capability. It has some violence.
All it does is film you.
Yeah. Man, do you think people that have a fetish for getting filmed ever go and just start beating off in front of it?
In front of a cyborg?
I'm sure it's caught thousands of homeless people.
Oh, there's definitely cyborg fetishes.
Filming me.
There's so many cyborg fetishes.
Did you guys follow exactly what happened at Madison Square Garden with the facial recognition technology? I mean, like, it's here, man. Like, so
was it a bunch of upset people because the Knicks still suck?
Oh man, yeah, no one will be there if they didn't let in.
Here's
people
a frown.
Pissed off. No, essentially, so Madison Square Garden invested in some really insane facial recognition software, and this company, I forget, some company sued Madison Square Garden. So Madison Square Garden made a policy: any attorney that works at the company that's suing them cannot come into any event. And they went onto all the websites of these law firms.
That's kind of badass.
Took the press photos and uploaded them to the facial recognition technology, so that this woman was trying to go to a concert, and they were like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, you cannot."
She's with her kids and shit too.
Yeah, and it's going to go to court. I mean, it's a big issue, but
I don't think cyborgs are going to become a thing. I don't. I think maybe like maybe like machine armor on an actual person, but there's just the brain of a human in a. That's not gonna. It's not going to happen.
We'll see, Wes. Cyborgs is what I do when I'm frustrated.
Cyborgs. Is that off the top of your brain, or did you write that today?
Yeah, I just did it. No, I just did it.
Yeah,
I just did it right now. I didn't know if you guys were gonna laugh or not.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you for laughing.
Strong, man.
All right, comments and updates. All right, we're gonna do a couple comments, and then we're gonna do a couple videos. We're gonna get out of here in about 10, 15 minutes. Right. Number one, first up, friend of the pod. Actually, let me do a shout out real quick before I do this, because this was late breaking. I saw it late breaking. Aristocrat, who's in the Discord, was friends with the firefighter in Wes's store yesterday who died.
Yeah.
So RIP again to him. It hits a little harder, when you know someone that knows someone and stuff. And that was that 5-alarm fire in New York, right, Wes?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah. An Aristocrat in the Discord. So RIP to your friend. I'm sorry to hear about that. And now for the other comments that I had, friend of the pod, Lombard Trucking, sent an interesting update on the Discord this week. Turns out scientists in Australia recently discovered that there was a fifth layer to the Earth, guys. Okay, this goes along with the tectonic plates argument. It's the crust, and then the mantle, or whatever, then the core. There's been 4 layers in science books for the past 50 years. Okay, you got the 4 layers. Guess what? Now there's a fifth layer because they just assumed the entire middle that they've never ever been to, never drilled to, never have gotten any sort of samples from. They have no clue what's down there. They're like, it's lava, it's hot, it's lava, it's the core. Guess what? There's a metal ball down there, according to scientists in Australia. A giant hot metal ball, according to the experts. What the fuck is that about?
What do you mean? I'm not. I mean, I guess I don't.
There's a new. The core of the Earth is not what they thought it was for the past forever.
It's not liquid lava. Molten lava?
It's a metal ball.
Makes more sense.
Does it?
Dude.
Now that makes more sense? Or what's inside that metal ball? Like a guy, an alien on a computer? What are you talking about?
Iron ore.
A hamster that's controlling this.
Is there lava? Is there any lava?
Is
There's
it
got to
a little
be
hamster god? Dude, no one fucking knows what's down there. Is my point.
There's
no one
lava
knows.
because of
like
volcanoes.
Could there be lava? Is it fake lava? I don't know. But the hamster
just
could be
make
shooting.
lava.
The hamster could be creating lava and shooting it through the volcanoes whenever the fuck he wants. No one knows what's going on down there. No one knows.
Because it's too hot to get down there.
Yeah, that's what they want you to think. It's probably fucking freezing down there.
What kind of metal you think that is?
Iron ore.
Aluminum.
Okay.
I don't know. They say in the article that I half read, but I just want to thank you, Lombard Trucking, for supporting my belief that no one knows what the fuck's going on there. And suck a dick, tectonic plate people.
Yeah, fact we cannot prove.
Suck a dick, tectonic plate junkies that take it at face value. The metal ball controls all. All right, here's an update disproving Wes's concern for EMT trainings. Where is it?
Okay. This ought to be good.
Because Wes said that essentially EMT training is a joke, and
Kyle says that boys, EMT programs can be short and good. I did a 3-month program before college, and it was 8 to 5 Monday through Friday for 3 months. I was able to work as an EMT for 6 years off that program and converted to be a BSRN. I think like the nurses that can administer medicine, right? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
That program was in Florida, and it was it was shit. So I don't know what he meant at the end. So I don't know what he meant at the end there.
Yeah, thank you for being an EMT, but a little more training, please.
Yeah, Monday through Friday. Duncan sent us George Santos's latest business, and it's a deli. What does that say? Can you read it?
Lovski, a Jewish deli.
Jewish deli.
Jewish deli.
Jew-ish deli.
They just opened the House Ethics Committee opened an investigation into him, which just means we're just going to get a lot more Santos info.
Yeah,
coming our way.
Nice. And then this one's a double. The first one is Matthew rooting for Wes to quit cigs, and his advice is non-tobacco nicotine pouches. And the other is a reminder for that the right price on the merchathon on Thursday night, March 23rd, we can probably do some fucked up shit. And because Matthew says the nicotine pouches, and then NR says Will should be thinking what will make him eat a bug sandwich in terms of merch sales for the extravaganza on March 23rd. I got Wes to smoke in this house last time. This is the guy who was throwing buckets, ducats at us. Now I'm determined to get Will to eat a bug sandwich. So NR is going to be emptying his pocketbooks to get Will to eat a bug sandwich.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good. Leave me off the fucking cigs.
I don't know if Will will eat the bug sandwich, but who knows what we will do March 23rd, Thursday, right after the show or during the show. We don't know yet, but we're going to do a merchathon.
It's going to cost a G for me to smoke inside my house again. It lingered.
There you go. You got to have standards. And then those were like Hive member things. One last non-Hive member comment before we get to a couple of videos to close it out. Facebook. Remember, like most of the people on social media probably don't know we're podcasts. So there's a post about train carrying more than 30,000 gallons of propane fuel that derailed in Florida. That got the people going. Like Taylor Greason, who says, I think we're under attack. From who? I don't know. So Taylor,
yeah. I'm just paranoid.
Taylor.
I'm just on edge.
From who? I don't know.
Not sure why.
Don't ask
but
me
don't
further.
fuck around me.
Taylor's got his head on a swivel. And then another post on that one was from Jamie, who says Florida deserves what it gets. Jamie just wants everyone in Florida to die.
Florida deserves what it gets.
What the fuck? All right, let's close on videos. DJ Asa. I can't play the audio of this video for copyright purposes, but think very upbeat music from this DJ Asa video sent in of Ukrainian President Zelensky, What's he doing there? Zelensky smashes world record for how many times one can sniff in a press conference.
Oh man.
The connotation is that he is on cocaine.
He might have a cold.
Yeah.
I mean, it is cold and flu season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Ukraine.
That's you pull your ears. I mean,
look, I mean, he's got to be up,
shaking his head. He's like bobbing his head.
He's got to be up more than most people in the world right now. You know, he is trying to lead his country through a war. So
Absolutely,
I think he should be able to do all the cocaine he wants.
I would be on cocaine if I was a regular citizen in Ukraine because if you go to sleep, you might not wake up. Like,
Gotta
Yeah.
be alert.
I got no problem with it, but it was a funny video, especially with the music.
Lead in Ukraine, high on cocaine.
Yeah. I don't know the rest of the part, but yes, that's a good song.
Casey Jones.
Yeah.
What?
Casey Jones and something's doing it
Jones,
again.
you better watch your speed.
There you go. Wes got it. And let's end this week with
Don't trick the algorithm. They're going to bust us for copyright infringement. I think it's a recording.
That was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
End the week with the bonus dog joke of the day that Michael DM'd us. So here you go.
I was on the bus the other day and I told the lady in front of me, I was like, "Excuse me, you've got semen on the back of your shirt?" And she's like, "Oh no, it's probably just toothpaste." And I looked at her and I was like, "I'm pretty sure I don't ejaculate toothpaste."
Come on. Come on. He came on her.
That's
and he
good.
looked it off. All right, that's it. Let's bring up the wheel. Say hi to T. Say hi to T, everybody.
Hey,
And,
T.
And Taylor in the comments, you're dead to me for saying that the guy in UC Berkeley was worse than the cats dying. There's T.
Yeah, man.
Bring up the wheel.
All right, here we go. Getting it. A little reggaeton to set the mood.
Yeah.
For who's got the high five next week. And boy,
hell yeah.
The 5-star reviews.
Mark,
Thank you again.
Mark.
Nice and safe. There you go. Back to Will. For coffee on Monday. That'll be me. There you go. It was a good week, guys. I hope everyone else had a good week.
Yeah.
You know, we already beat a dead horse on how to follow us and all that stuff. So, you know, instead of doing all that again, I just like to wish everyone a happy weekend. I hope you have a great fucking day and a great fucking weekend. And we will talk to you on Monday. So do it.